We're rolling dice and putting greens in this Kickstarter preview edition of Little Big Thumbs.
Welcome to Little Big Thumbs, a channel that's all about finding great games for little players and big players. My name is JP, and this is Milo, all the way from Board Game Grotto. And today, we've got something cool for you. Milo, welcome to this video. Why don't you tell us what we're doing here?
Okay, today we're going to talk about Tiny Mini Golf. Now, I'm going to give a very quick overview of the game, and then we're going to jump straight into our three uniques of the game and what make the game stand out amongst the overcrowded Kickstarter world.
That's right. And speaking of Kickstarter, this is a game that might be on Kickstarter at the time you watch this video, or it might have already come and gone. Either way, you can check out the links in the description of this video for some helpful information if this turns out to be a game that might be a good fit for you. So why don't we just stop with the ramble. Milo, you've got some cool stuff planned for us, so let's get on with it. The overview of Tiny Mini Golf.
Tiny Mini Golf is a roll and write game where players are going to take on the role of golf course designers, trying to create the ultimate golf course, making it as difficult as possible along the way. Now, the game takes place over two phases. In the first phase of the game, players are going to be rolling terrain dice and then building their course using that terrain. There are three different types of terrain. There's water, sand, and walls. Now, in the second phase of the game, players are going to be putting their way through someone else's course. You get to decide how strong of a putt you'd like to make, and then use the corresponding power die. Do you want to do just a tiny baby putt, or are you taking a full-on swing? That's for you to decide. Now, after everyone has putted their way through someone else's course, you'll score. The score is based on how well you did putting your way through someone else's course, but also how badly they did putting their way through yours. Did you make the course too easy? The player with the lowest score at the end of the game wins.
All right, Milo, thank you so much for doing that overview of the game. And now it's time for our three uniques, the three things that make this game stand out in the crowded universe of the wild, wild west of Kickstarter business. Whew. All right, so I'm going to start with how interactive this game is. In Tiny Mini Golf, there are 8 rounds, and you are using 6 of those rounds to craft your mini golf course. But 2 of them, you're going to be handing your course over to another player to try to make it easier for them when they eventually play through the course. And that level of interactivity, the way that you are kind of connected with another player throughout the entire game, that's really neat. I don't think I've ever seen something quite like that before.
That is true. You know what? Yeah, you're right. You are connected with someone like the entire time you're playing. That is unique. My unique is honestly just the transition from real life mini golf to on paper mini golf. It's a pretty seamless transition and it feels very real. It feels very accurate to what mini golf is like in real life. The physics of it all, very unique. I loved that.
For sure. We didn't get a chance to play this game with colored pencils, but I know I've played cartographers with you, and I can imagine how realistic a mini golf course would look if we were using colored pencils on these boards, for sure. Absolutely. Captures the spirit of mini golf while also being super accessible. I had the chance to play this a little bit with my kids, and while it wasn't like a complete click for them, I wouldn't say this is a game for 6-year-olds. It was still extremely accessible, and they had fun in the way they interacted with the game. So, yeah, great point. Mm-hmm. All right. Third unique is going to be, and you know, we never talk about this in Kickstarter preview videos, but the price. The price of Tiny Mini Golf, as I understand it, is going to be $3 American dollars, $3 US dollars, which is like 4.5 Canadian dollars. For a game that you can print over and over again, you're never going to have the same game twice because of the way the dice work and the way the players are. And so I think there's so much potential in this game, and for such a low price point, like it's almost a no-brainer. Kickstarter these days, when you factor in the shipping and all the other fees that go into one of these sorts of campaigns, having to only worry about the $3 plus whatever you want to use to print out your dice. You and I each prepared the tiny mini golf dice in different ways, but that's it. It's a low buy-in, and I think that's pretty unique from my point of view.
$3 is super unique. That's a heck of a deal.
All right, that wraps up our very brief 3 unique look at a tiny mini golf, which might be on Kickstarter, might have already come and gone, as I mentioned earlier. Either way, if it's something that looks like it might be up your alley, check out the links in the description to learn more. Milo, thank you so much for being here for this video, for showing us a bit about how to play the game, and until next time, whether you've got little players
or big players,
make sure that you keep playing games that make your thumbs
go way up. Bye.
Bye for now.